And good morning, everyone. John Nelson along with Jeannie Curtis as we welcome you to the Many Faces of America's Freedom, this year's theme. And you know, Jeannie, a lot of things go hand in hand. Peanut butter and jelly, a suit and tie on a Sunday morning, and the tradition here along Aberman Center Street. It never gets old, the enthusiasm that Arlingtonites have for this 4th of July parade.
It's amazing, and it's great to see some familiar faces that I can tell were here last year in the exact same spot. They come out, it's a family tradition for them.
The 236th birthday of our country. There are many ways to display this year's theme, the Many Faces of America's Freedom. We'll see all 6 Arlington High School bands. We'll see military units from every branch of the service. Floats galore, dignitaries, of course, Mayor Robert Cluck as we look east on Abram Street. And you're right, they got here about 6:30 or 7 o'clock this morning, staked out their shady spot and ready for another outstanding parade.
I'm going to take an opportunity to get out there and talk to some of our visitors today and find out how many times they've been coming to the parade, how many times they've visited here, and who they brought with them today. It's great to see everyone out there.
135 entries this year, and we have a little windy and cool conditions for a July 4th.
Rare, but really feels good.
I know last year, late in the afternoon, it got up to 100 degrees. 1997, they had a rained, shortened parade. They stopped that halfway through. I know sometime in the mid-90s it reached 105, but that was well after the parade had ended. But you'd never know it with these cool conditions this morning.
This is really nice, and they're headed straight into the sun this morning, too.
And Jeannie, congratulations to you. You'll be the new principal at Miller Elementary on West Pleasant Ridge Road.
I'm very excited about the change. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I got a great campus over there, part of the Martin Network. So rather than rooting for that Bowie band this year, I'll be all for Martin.
Yeah, you'll feed Young and Bowles Junior High, and I guess there really never is an off summer months for school now.
Not
doesn't seem
anymore.
like it.
Not anymore. With trainings and Summer Leadership Institute, we're pretty much working year-round.
Well, as we said, Jeannie will step aside in a few minutes, visit with some of the parade goers and get their thoughts on this year's 4th of July parade. This is the second largest parade in the state and among the top 5 largest in the country. Now, the latest census says Arlington has slightly more than 365,000 residents, making it the 50th most populous city in the country. Some say it's the biggest small town in the country. And the thing about this parade, Jeannie, you have the small town atmosphere with a big time show of enthusiasm and patriotism.
You really do. Well, take a look at this. Here we have Spence's family. Spence is our camera guy, and head over there at AISD-TV. There they are visiting. I think he's got his entire family here and his 3 grandkids.
I think the Spence clan is here because he reserved those spots about 6 o'clock this morning. They made sure that they were going to get in that particular spot. We need to thank, before we get any deeper, the parade sponsors for this year's 2012 4th of July parade, the ArlingtonStarTelegram.com, Duncan Disposal, Arlington Memorial Hospital, the Mellow Mushroom, the City of Arlington, of course, Six Flags Over Texas, and the University of Texas at Arlington. This year's Grand Marshals, plural Grand Marshals, the Girl Scouts celebrating their 100th anniversary, and we have 4 generations of Girl Scouts. We'll visit with those ladies in just a few minutes. Last year was the 100th anniversary of the Boy Scouts, so this year the Girl Scouts get their turn.
Yes, and I understand one of the Girl Scouts that was going to be riding on that float fell ill.
Yes, the great-grandmother. She's not here this morning, but is here as far as the other 3 are concerned. I mean, she kind of paved the way.
95 years old.
Yes.
95, 4 generations. That's amazing. Well, you know, something else I noticed is the T-shirts this year. Have you noticed how many of our visitors? Oh, how many? Well, look, you're in a shirt too, John.
Right here and there.
Yes.
They sold more than 900 of these T-shirts. They actually sold out, had to reorder. 400, I think, were sold last year, but as we'll get into this a little deeper, this year's theme and this year's design may be one of the best.
I agree. I agree. And it's, you know, they choose a design based on an annual t-shirt contest where Arlington ISD students participate in that contest. This year's winner is Nichols Junior High School, David Shue. And I know Angie Beam, the host of the art show for AISD-TV, had an opportunity to interview David.
This is Angie here with the Amazing Art Show, and we are actually on a remote taping today. And I have with me a very special guest that I'm very excited to talk with, and this is David Shue. And David has created some spectacular work that he's going to share with us a little bit today. So David, tell us a little bit about what it is and how you came up with your idea.
This is my shirt, and the theme is the many faces of America's freedom. And I made it in my art class using colored pencils. And the font, I looked at the computer's cursive font, and I just copied that.
I've caught up with you here at Martin because what are you doing here? It's something very, very special. What are you doing here over the summer?
Oh, I'm taking a summer school class for Intro to Engineering Design. And it's for an extra credit so I can get it out of the way before I go to Lamar.
Very, very nice. And so when you were coming up with your design concept, what made you come up with these elements that you ended up adding into your t-shirt design?
When I thought of like faces of America's freedom, I thought of putting like the faces of Mount Rushmore, so that's why I put the shadow of their faces. And I also thought of the Statue of Liberty.
Very nice. And then you this year, you were at what school?
Nichols.
But this next year, they're going to be losing you and you're going to Lamar, right? Very nice. I bet they're going to be very sad to miss you. And I've heard that you've said that you're not going to get to take art. And I'm really sad about that, but I hope that you will pick it back up. You have got some really, really nice talent graphically. So I hope that you'll stick with it. And I really appreciate you talking with us today. Back to you, John.
All right, Angie, and congratulations to David Shue, who will move on and be a Lamar Viking. We also want to mention the runner-ups, Megan Howard, a Nichols student as well, Jessica Rodriguez at Gunn Junior High. Proceeds from the sale of this year's T-shirts go to the Ulster Project of Arlington. President June Owens of the 4th of July Parade Committee, Vice President Robert Miles. We want to thank Dee Schilling, the treasurer, Roxanne Thalman, the secretary, and directors Robert Miles, Dee Schilling, and Jeannie Waldrop. These hardworking people have been at it for the last 9 months and certainly want to recognize them before the parade is over. Well, Jeannie Curtis has caught up with a few parade goers. Jeannie, who do you have?
Thanks, John. I'm out here with some of our guests. This is Ron Clark, and he's here with his family. Ron, tell me who you brought with you today.
I brought my family. I brought Rick Cadden, who I met years ago, probably in 1985. We've been going to the parades ever since then. We've missed a few years, but this is the first time in several years we've been able to get together and come out here together with all of our families. We started with
4 or 5 kids.
And then our 2 kids, so it'd been 9. We started with 9. We got about 20, 24 now.
Are they all here today?
Well, all but one of my daughters.
Oh, well, let's meet some of your grandkids.
They're all down there.
Well, come on over. Well,
This is Addison,
hi, Addison.
and this is Brayson.
Are y'all excited about the parade?
Yep.
Yes.
This is Benji and Cody.
Hey, we're on TV.
We've got Sophia and Ty, and
my
baby
first
Reese
time.
is the newest one.
Well, what time did you guys get out here today to set up?
6 o'clock.
In the
Oh
morning.
yeah, Ron and I would every year we would always get here by 5:30 or 6 in this spot for the last 25 years under this tree.
Are there special goodies or traditions you bring with you?
Oh yes, yes. We have the traditional muffins that we make every year for the last 25 years, and we made them this year.
Egg sausage, and we've got one if you want it.
Oh, I'm good right now, but I may take you up on that in a bit. What'd you say, honey?
This is the first parade I've been at. Was a super huge party of more than 17 people.
It is a super huge party.
Like more than 20 people.
Well, I appreciate the invite. Are you excited about this parade?
Yes.
And is this your first time to be at a parade?
Why don't you turn and look at the camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Ron and Janice they told us about this parade. We were neighbors across the street, and they had been coming for 7 or 8 years before that, since the 70s.
In 1975, was that your first time to attend the Arlington Parade?
I think so.
That's fantastic.
I can't remember back that far, but I mean, you know, I think it was 75.
It is a great parade, and we have some wonderful entries today. Have you noticed how much Arlington has changed?
Absolutely. I lived here for 18 years, and I got to where I couldn't get out of my driveway, so I had to move out in the country, and it's gotten just as bad out there. So the traffic in Texas has gotten horrible over the last several years.
Well, what do you think of the new renovations to the downtown Arlington area and all the new restaurants?
Beautiful. They're beautiful.
Yes.
The stadium, the restaurants, the whole thing is so much better. I mean, I want to move back, but I probably won't. I mean,
we'll take you back.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming out here today. All right, back to you, John.
All right, Jeannie, I would say those are veteran parade goers. They have a routine, and it stays the same year after year. They talked about the renovations in downtown Arlington. As we look to the south, or maybe look to the south a little bit, College Park Center, the new UTA arena, that's going to be a popular spot for parade goers this morning. There has been some construction on Center Street, but for the most part, I understand that that's going to be a very popular spot this morning near College Park Center. The parade leaves the UTA parking lots at Cooper and Mitchell. If you're not familiar with the parade route, heads north on Southwest Street, then takes a turn east on West Mitchell, north on Pecan, then a short jog to the west on UTA Boulevard, north on Southwest Street, east on Abrams, south on Center, then another right to the west on Mitchell Street, then south on Pecan, and west on Doug Russell Drive. That is the parade route. Jenny Curtis with some more parade goers.
All right, John, I'm out here with Tommy Wright, and Tommy has an interesting story about his years at the parade. Tommy, tell me, how many times have you been in this parade?
Well, I rode in the parade when I was in Cub Scouts when I was 10, and I'm 53 now, so this is my 43rd year out here.
That's amazing. You know, I think you may have everyone else out here beat. We're going to have to try to find someone.
I'm trying. This is all my family friends from my church, all my grandkids, 4 grandkids, and all their best friends. So it's an awesome place, and we're so proud of Arlington for what they've done, and I mean just everything they've done for the city. And you know, and us being able to come out here, and let alone, you know, the freedom that we have to come out here and celebrate. You know, it's so special. Yep, very special.
That's awesome. Well, who all did we bring out here today with us? Hey guys, y'all tell me your names real quick.
Chelsea, Mackenzie, Titus, Paige, Wowie, Ryan, Cole, Cameron.
We're going to call her Shy. All right. On the count of 3, can y'all tell all of our watchers Happy 4th of July?
Yeah.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy 4th of July. Back to you, John.
All right, Jeannie, I would say they can't wait here another 10 minutes before the parade actually reaches our spot on Abram and just to the west of Center Street. 1966 is when this parade all started. Volunteers and the idea of a downtown celebration. The Arlington United Churchwomen and their president Dottie Lynn, Sundown president Weldon Kelleth, Arlington JC's president Ray Buckingham, and Tom Vandegrift selected Joe McCabe as the parade chairman back in 1966, and as they say, the tradition began. Again, this year's theme, the many faces of America's freedom. Just a few minutes, we'll be talking to 3 of the 4 Grand Marshals, 4 generations of Girl Scouts.
Well, I think it's a wonderful honor for Girl Scouts to be represented up there. And my daughter actually was at a leaders meeting, and they informed her that they needed a 3rd generation of Girl Scouts, and she had 4, so she was picked.
This is just wonderful. I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to be a part of 4 generations of Girl Scouts. It means a lot to my family, and I'm thrilled to be able to represent Girl Scouts here. I've been a Girl Scout. I was a Girl Scout all the way from 1st grade brownies to 12th grade senior year, and earning my Gold Award here in Arlington. And then I've been a leader for 1 year and involved for 3 years. So I've been a Girl Scout in Girl Scouts for about 15 years.
Holly, when were you a Girl Scout, and what did you like about the experience?
I was a Girl Scout all the way through elementary school and junior high. We moved around a lot when I was a kiddo, so I really didn't find a troop when I was a senior.
Haley, you go to Little Elementary. What's the best part of being a Girl Scout?
My favorite is the cookie selling, and yeah,
Cool.
all the money that we can receive to do other things, fun things.
My mother loved Girl Scouts. She was a scout from the time she was 10, and she's 95 now, and she was also a leader. I think even when she was a scout, they were earning badges, and which the girls still do today. They may call them something different, but it gives all the girls in the troop a variety of different things to experience when they're earning the badge, and frequently those things that they learn from doing that specific goal for the badge gives them an idea of what they want to do as a career.
Heidi, what do you want people to know about the Girl Scouts?
Girl Scouts is a wonderful organization for girls. I think that it gives them a lot of skills, lifetime skills, not just with making friends and learning how to be a part of an organization, but leadership skills and skills that they will use for a lifetime.
Haley, how do you think you'll feel come parade time?
Very excited. I think I might feel maybe a little nervous, but still very, very excited.
Heidi, this is a great honor. Come 9 o'clock, July 4th, how's it going to be for you?
Oh, wonderful. I'm just thrilled to be a part of it. I was just so honored when I was asked for all of us to be in it. It's something that I'm just thrilled to be a part of with the 4 of us, and thrilled that I can just, you know, represent Girl Scouts and all the excitement and floats and everything else. I'm just thrilled. I just think it'll be so exciting.
The Eilers and the Moyers. When you think about it, Jeannie, 100 years of Girl Scouts. Adelis Wise, the great-grandmother, again, unfortunately, will not be here this morning. But when you think about it, that's a lot of cookie sales and a lot of other activities.
It sure is, and I don't know American out there that doesn't have some Thin Mints in their freezer right now.
Yeah, the city of Arlington was officially incorporated back in 1884. There are 17 Arlingtons in this country, 19 if you count the cities of Upper Arlington and Arlington Heights. The smallest Arlington is Arlington, Indiana, population a little over 400, and of course the most populous, Arlington, Texas. So a busy spot right now has to be the parade lineup area. Kevin Donovan does a great job every year. Also want to thank other committee members, and we'll mention them throughout the parade route, but that's a busy spot right now. The bus barn was busy at about 6:30 this morning till 9 o'clock. So
yeah,
a lot of activities are to the south that you don't see.
And in addition to being just a parade of floats, it's also a competition. And they give awards and trophies. I believe the presentation's at the Levitt Center after the end of the parade. And so we want to thank our judges out there, Head Judge Ruth Jackson, and the Head Judge Assistant was Fred Henry. And in addition to that, we have Peggy Schneider of Benbrook, and she is the unique non-commercial floats, and Joanne Stewart, who's the head spirit judge. And the spirit judge is all along the route listening to note entries that has the crowd appeal. So we want to hear people yelling and cheering. And in addition to that, I believe they're filming a show out here today. Did you know about that? Yes.
Statewide. Light Up Arlington, a big success last night. There had to be 15,000 people here last night to see Pure Prairie League, the Arlington Civic Band and Chorus. Just an outstanding fireworks display, one of the biggest ever last night. It was just elbow to elbow last night. I hear sirens and I see the beginnings
There we
of
are.
this year's 4th of July parade. Also want to thank other organizations that commemorate this celebration. Accent Awards, AE Patch Company, Arlington Board of Realtors, McDonald's on Abrams Street, Nuts and Bolts Hardware, Pearson Bear, the Shorthorn, and Jay Gilligan's.
Yes, and this is our police color guard. The police color guard was established in 1986 to represent citizens in the city of Arlington. They present national colors at local, national, and international events and honor fallen officers. And there they are, headed our way. Again, on this bright and beautiful day, they are headed directly into the sun. I hope they wore their sunglasses.
I think they did. They don't leave home without them.
I guess not.
Route coordinator is Bob Callis. Bob Aquino is in the information booth. So I think we've covered just about everybody. And again, it's not until about 20 minutes after 9 o'clock that they arrive in front of us. They're within camera view now, but there's really not a bad spot along this 2.5 mile route.
No, there's not.
Parade banner also within view. They carried by members of the General Motors United Auto Workers riding team. They've been here for over 20 years. City of Arlington flag, mounted unit. So sit back, wear a big smile, and let the fun begin on this 4th of July 2012. Now, this is the 36th Infantry Division Band. First time to march, also known as the Lone Star Band, more than 60 members. A premier musical organization of the Texas Army National Guard.
And John, in this vehicle, we have Mayor Robert Cluck. It looks like the mayor and his wife.
Been mayor since 2003. Mayor Cluck served in the United States Air Force at Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines during Vietnam. And here's our Mayor's Award winner, DFW Post 8561. They usually pull that display out of line, which is entry number 96. They'll stop in front of City Hall, just about 50 yards to our east, and hand them this year's Mayor's Award trophy winner.
Congratulations to them.
And our aforementioned Grand Marshals. Holly Eiler, Heidi Moyer, and Haley Moyer, all of Arlington. again, Adelis Wise of Dallas, the great-great-grandmother.
And there's the Arlington City Council, and we want to say congratulations to the new members of the Arlington City Council, Michael Gillespie and Charlie Parker. They join Sherry Capehart, Robert Rivera, Catherine Williman, Lena Wolf, Robert Shepard, and Jimmy Bennett.
A little bit of a hold-up as they present the Mayor's Award Trophy just in front of them. Viridian, the newest development in North Arlington.
Well, here we have Congressman Joe Barton, and he represents the 6th District of Texas and has since 1984.
And a proud Aggie he is. General Motors United Auto Workers riding team, their 24th year. Current and retired GM employees, their family and friends. Brenda Husky is the president. Sweetheart is Ashley Crockett. By the way, we did want to mention Fire Chief Don Croson on the Arlington Fire Department display.
And this is the South Central Friesen Horse Association. And they're a rare breed of horses. They originated in the Netherlands, called Horse of Kings and Queens and Knights, because in the 16th century, the knights rode them into battle. So today, they carry riders dressed in the 21st century military uniforms to depict their theme.
And they all ride as one.
The president is Julie Kula. And last year was their first time in the parade, so welcome back to them. This is Golden Gates Riding Stables. They're owned by Miss B.J. Hall, who started the stables in 1990 with her late husband, Tracy Jackson. You can see we've got Betsy Ross, we've got Uncle Sam and Lady Liberty, and they're celebrating their first Veterans of War.
Yeah, some of the many faces of America's freedom. And right behind them, probably the most valuable unit, the city street sweeper. And our first of our 6 high school bands. They alternate bands, they take turns. This year I think Sam Houston will be the final band to play. They were the first last year, so they alternate every year, and Martin gets the nod this year to be at the head of the line.
Yes, the 2012-2013 squad looks forward to keeping the crown for Martin as the National Cheerleaders Association National Champions. It was the school's 30th national cheerleading title. Shout out to them.
Got the Sun Dancers. This year they won the grand championship for the 6th consecutive year, nationally ranked. 70 members of the Sun Dancers, the Martin cheerleaders. Martin finished in the top 5 in the Texas Cup competition for cheerleaders. Trying to keep the crown for Martin as the National Cheerleaders Association national champion. Martin recently celebrating its 30th year since they opened the doors on West Pleasant Ridge.
Here's the Sun Dancers drill team. And as you mentioned, this year they won the grand championship, and this was their 6th year in a row to win. Way to go, look at them. Oh, it looks like we have some people squirting them with water.
Yeah, they got a mister. They
yes.
are accompanied by a spray bottle as the temperature begins to heat up on Abram.
They want to be sure that we thank their parents and the alumni that are here today to support them.
Well, the band members, they work just as hard as the athletic teams at Martin High. That's a lot to ask of them to come out on July 4th, but they're more than willing.
They brought the color guard with them this morning, and they're known as the pride of Southwest Arlington, and they're consistent UIL Sweepstakes Award winners.
The Martin High School Warrior Band and color guard. Martin's first football game. The next opportunity the band will have to play will be August 31st at Cravens Field as they take on DeSoto. And here is the pride of Southwest Arlington. Well, they sound good. They can beat the Skins. And now they begin to play.
And here's the Hoop Shack. The Hoop Shack teaches classes in hooping, a cardiovascular workout that strengthens core muscles in a fun way. I think I need that. Have you ever taken that class?
I can't do it anymore. I can't even get started. It starts at the waist and ends up at the ankles.
I don't know how they do it. It's amazing.
Now I can do that. That's kind of easy.
You think you can. I challenge you. Let's get a hoop on over here.
At least the twirl at the top of the head.
Well, they were established by Jerry McNeese, who started a Round Joy. This is the only hoop fitness warehouse in Texas.
Knights of Columbus, the marching unit, they have been in every parade. First one, of course, 47 years ago. It's a fraternal order of Catholic men founded back in 1882 to help the less fortunate in their communities, recognized by President George Herbert Bush as one of the 1,000 points of light in the U.S. for its service. The Knights have almost 2 million members worldwide and over 90,000 in Texas. Tony Fontanelli is the Fort Worth Dyson deputy.
And here's our cameraman right underneath that flag. That's Austin there, getting a great shot of our American flag as they carry it through the parade route.
From shade to sunlight, he is.
And here we have UT Arlington. Go Mavs.
Blaze is the UT Arlington mascot. He's somewhere being hosed down behind the motor vehicle unit. They have the UTA ambassadors.
Okay, and this is Citizens Patrol. These vehicles help provide an opportunity for Arlington residents to partner with the police department and join the effort to make our communities even safer.
They're a part of the Arlington Police Department's community-based policing, the COP Mobile.
The vehicles are not designed in any way to resemble a police patrol car, yet show the driver is trained to contact police immediately if they view suspicious activity.
So there you have it. If you see them from time to time, that's who they are.
Well, and now I see UTA. I recognize that Mavs license plate. Lots of spirit at UTA these days. Cheerleaders, the Maverick dance team, and the newest organization, the Maverick Wranglers. You know, I know UTA puts out some amazing administrators.
They continue to receive accolades and awards. The university now with over 33,000 total enrollment continues to swell. I think it's the 4th largest university now in the state. The floats, accompanied by members of Excel Campus Activities, the DeKine family and friends. State Representative Diane Patrick just won re-election in May. In the car, husband, local dentist Dr. Ned Patrick, and 4 of the 6 grandchildren, Stella and Mia.
And right there, we see some Arlington cheer legend girls.
A couple of years ago, they won first place in parade cheerleader category. See how this thing moves along? There's a little bit of a holdup at the first, but we're already at entry number 25.
And there is a 1931 model of a Ford Victoria Coupe.
That unmistakable horn sound, William Kissel is the owner of this antique vehicle. Gassed up and ready to go.
And there's Cub Scout Pack 398.
Always nice to see the Cub Scouts.
And they're fishing along the parade route.
Trying to lure them in here. The town of Pantego, Mayor Melody Paradise, riding in this quaint fire truck. Pantego founded in 1952. The city has 47 employees. They've just erected their archway on Park Row. Fire Lieutenant Robert Coker, Mayor Pro Tem Don Surratt, his daughter Caitlin, and council members Russell Brewster and son Cooper.
Here's the Star Telegram, celebrating the First Amendment to the Constitution and freedom of the press. On the float are familiar bylines: Socialize columnist Faye Reeder, watchdog Dave Lieber, columnist Bob Ray Sanders, business writer Sandy Baker, Citizen Journal editor Max Baker. Lots of people on the parade today, and the Star Telegram has 800 employees.
Adriana Jones, the keeper of the school and community news. Well, this always receives a lot of attention every year.
I feel like I'm in Vegas. Are those, is that Elvis?
Well, it didn't stay there, it came right here.
There they are, the world famous Wheeling Elvi. In case you didn't know the plural for Elvises, it's Elvi.
Elvi, formed in 1996.
Daredevil mini motorcycle riders. Let's hope our cameraman survives this.
Well, they go from curb to curb, and just hope you stay out of their way.
I think Elvis has left the parade route.
On a two-wheeler.
Yes. There's Mission Arlington, Mission Metroplex, and a 1952 Oldsmobile. And the Heritage Farm Equipment Club.
John Couch and Sarah and Ethan Roberts, the riders. Some of them have done this while remaining in the same family for many decades.
Those machines have worked to supply the United States and the world with food and other supplies during our times of war.
John Deere and the International Harvester Farm All, in case you're really into tractors. Well, we've had the two-wheelers and now
the four-wheelers.
A different mode of transportation and a way to navigate Abrams Street.
This is the Arlington Skate. They build together and skate together.
Cody Roccamontes Incorporated. This is named for Cody, a 15-year-old who lost his life doing what he really loved, and that's skateboarding. Nonprofit corporation formed after Cody's death back in 2009. Isis and the Star Dancers, Middle Eastern dance, which represents their theme because it draws from many nationalities, 300 students. Hand drummers are playing Arabic tablas with the belly dancers.
Their goal is to educate and enhance the art of Middle Eastern dance.
Well, they're doing it right now as they come into view. And they've only started. They have a long way to go. Can they keep it up?
I don't know. It's getting hot out there. Beautiful costumes, though.
I feel like I've been transported to the Middle East.
Here's the Dark family on a 1903 Oldsmobile, which is 109 years old. It was restored in 2000 by W.H. Dark, and Charles Dark is driving with his family.
That's 5 horsepower. This is a little more. Tarrant County College, the Southeast campus. On the float is the new TCC Southeast president, Dr. Bill Coppola. 15,000 students at the Arlington campus. 5 campuses which have more than 50,000 students, I'm told.
Here are Lamar High School Viking cheerleaders. Look at that spirit. There they are. They've been in the parade for more than 10 years. Their sponsors Crystal McConnell, Beth McKeeslow, and Stacy Kino. Looks like these are the varsity, junior varsity, and freshman cheerleaders here today.
Our second of our 6 AISD high schools. My Queens behind them. And the Lamar Viking Marching Band, 160 members. A grand champion at the Winter Park Music Festival in Colorado. Lamar has 3 concerts bands, 3 string orchestras, and a full symphony orchestra. And the pride of LHS. They begin activities on the football field August 31st against South Grand Prairie. Trent Fuller and the squad, not that far off. And a new principal at Lamar. So, Jeannie, you're not the only principal that is a new face somewhere else.
No, we had a lot of new administrative appointments, and in fact, speaking of new people, well, not new people, familiar AISD people in new positions, we have coming up next our AISD School District Float. Represented here is outside a one-room schoolhouse. Riding this float today, let's take a look at who's up there today.
You'll know them. I think Bowie Hogg is among them, and Aaron Wright.
Should be. And taking a look up there, I see our interim superintendent, Marcelo Cavazos. Dr. Cavazos has been with the district a while and is doing a fabulous job as our interim superintendent right now.
John Hibbs, Gloria Pena. Peter Barron.
I see Aaron Wright.
Largest employer in Arlington with a staff of more than 8,000.
73 schools in AISD.
And you've seen them all, haven't you?
I have.
Well, here's the Christian Classic Cruiser. 70 families raise money for toys for needy children every year. It produces 8 car shows. 8 antique cars entered this year.
I believe this year the parade is having a teddy bear drive.
Arlington Memorial Hospital has a teddy bear unit that they're proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these cars range from the late 40s. That was a low rider before low riders.
I don't know if I could get to work on time in one of these.
Would it have to be an automatic? Could you do the 4-speed with the 3-speed on the column? Could you shift?
Do you get a clutch?
You do.
Oh, I can do the clutch.
All right. Fords, Chevys, Chryslers, Plymouths. There's a sweet-looking 55 Chevy on the other side. A lot of horsepower. The Christian Classic Cruisers.
You know, they always have antique car shows out by Miller Elementary in front of that Albertsons grocery store right there. You can come on out and take a look at these.
At least 2 a year. Alice Hamburgers has a display. I've eaten many of Alice Hamburgers. A Corvette from the 70s. There's a Ford Mustang from the 90s. That may be a 2003. And a Chevelle from the mid-60s. That's a Malibu SS.
Hear that roar. Here's the Carter Blood Care. They're a nonprofit blood center providing blood and transfusion services to more than 200 hospitals and healthcare facilities in 58 county areas of North, Central, and East Texas. They provide 600 to 800 people need blood transfusions every day. They're the largest blood center in the state, and they need 1,100 donors a day to maintain supply for our community.
If you can, by all means, give blood.
Yes.
The Girl Scouts of Texas, Oklahoma Plains, past and present Girl Scouts in this entry, including the Girl Scout adults who are in the armed forces. The current Scouts will kind of create a human flag while they march. Troop number 1552 may join this one, they say. We hope they are. And again, the 100th anniversary of the Girl Scouts.
Have you bought your cookies this year, John?
I did.
What's your favorite?
I bought 2 boxes.
Ooh.
The lemon wafers are hard to turn down.
Well, here's a group that I have the utmost respect for. The Arlington Mothers of Multiples. Wow. Current and prospective members who are mothers, fathers, and siblings of multiples. They were founded in 1958.
Jim Rowell, his wife Lauren, he wasn't quite sure if he would be back, but he is. Jimmy got a long way to go. Keep it up. And some of the Arlington Mothers of Multiples, founded over 40 years ago, over 50 years ago. This is 2012, isn't it?
Yes.
A.E. Pesh Property. And the Jeep.
And this is Pack 35 from Kennedale. They're depicting the fallen military, the firefighters, police, and EMT personnel.
Pack number 35 in full spirit. Man, Austin's getting a little bold here. He is right in front of the American Heritage Girls. Founded last year at Grace Covenant Church. And they're many faces of America's freedom. And again, many ways to display this year's theme.
Well, it's their first year in the parade, but this is the Brown Cow Productions. They illustrate artistic freedom and freedom to dream of an extraordinary future. Here they are featuring the characters in the children's book, So Much to Be Seen. There they are. Michael Brown is the author of that book, and the illustrator is the owner of the Brown Cow Productions.
The Brown Cow, are they moving right along? Hey, we got plenty more left. Arlington Navy Mothers Club number 984. Club says that our military are the many faces of freedom. Shelley Palmore Gedry is the commander, and their purpose to support the children and military as well as other local military organizations. That's the Arlington Navy Mothers Club 984. And good morning to them. And a happy 4th.
Here's the Arlington Conservation Council. And its volunteers toil in the soil. They enjoy the city's nature areas, including the Molly Holler Wildscape at Veterans Park. And it looks like that's the Liberty Tree.
Raccoons at the top.
Yeah, that's the Liberty Tree. It's all made of recycled and reused materials.
Well, that's our tallest entry so far.
Yes.
And here's the bedroom shop, Arlington's only mattress factory. Udell Bell has been in the parade every year except one. Can't remember why you missed that one. 1928 Model A Ford with its logo. The man in the nightshirt. Family, friends, and employees in that car. Well, we've been to Martin, we've been to Lamar, and now we go south. Seguin, their 10th year in the parade. Competed for the first time in school history in the ACA cheerleading competition and were named national champions.
Congratulations to them.
Seguin Cougars and the Starline dance team. Disney has invited the team to perform in Orlando, Florida this year.
That's awesome. They began in 2001 and they've grown from 9 members to 34 dancers.
I know Seguin continues to grow every time we go out there for a sporting event.
It does. When was Seguin built? Do you remember? Was it 2001?
It was 01. And the high school Cougar marching band of Juan Seguin. Their tribute to America's finest. Band directors Robert Poulin, Chris Evans, and Billy Pospisil.
Following behind them, you can hear that Cougar marching band.
The Air Force is here.
I hear they're going to get a new band director this year also.
Already in place.
The One Seguin High School Marching Band is performing a tribute to America's finest.
Seguin begins their football season on Saturday, September 1st against South Oak Cliff. This band will travel to Lancaster that evening on September 1st.
The Cougar musicians have become one of the strongest 4A bands in Texas, winning the UIL Sweepstakes Award 7 times, and this past fall, earning an 8th consecutive First Division UIL Marching Band contest.
Yeah, it's a very strong 4A band. And there is the equipment trailer. United States Coast Guard Auxiliary, volunteer division of the United States Coast Guard based at Joe Pool Lake. They give many vehicle inspections and a lot of boat safety classes.
Here we have a 1955 Bel Air convertible by the Perrine family, celebrating the freedom to travel wherever and whenever we want. In the car, we have Clay Perrine and the family patriarch, Perron. Clay Perron, the family patriarch.
They drove that car on their wedding day, the Perrines, back in 1955.
Well, we've had skateboards and now we have bicycles. The Bike Friendly Project. They were founded in 2010. They have group bikes and they offer bike safety education.
He's prone. He's lying prone, being hauled from behind. Hey, whatever is the easiest way to motivate. Ulster Project, comprised of 16 Catholic and Protestant teenagers from Northern Ireland. They stay with 16 Arlington teenagers in the month of July. Founded 18 years ago. Ken Simon is the president. And of course, their goal is to empower teens to oppose discrimination by any kind in Northern Ireland and the U.S. Ulster Project, Arlington. A little cooler in Northern Ireland right now than these teens are used to when
slightly
they come to Texas in July.
Here we have the Dalworth Chapter 34. Their experimental aircraft, the Association for Unique Non-Commercial Aircraft. They're a worldwide organization with 50,000 members, including local chapter number 34. They design, build, and fly their own planes.
And the Arlington Mustangs, organized last year by a group of parents. Riding on the entry, members who've enjoyed picnics and just old-fashioned family get-togethers, as well as playing all kinds of sports and other special Olympic sports. Arlington Mustangs.
Texas Health Arlington Memorial Hospital. Here they're depicting the faces of America's freedom from 1776 to the present. They have 300 volunteers, men and women and juniors. And 2 volunteers on the float are Air Force retirees. There they are. Looks like we have some Navy gentlemen also.
Yeah, we do. The Lone Star Region Vintage Chevrolet Club. Remember to see the USA in your Chevrolet. Seriously, Robert Perez is the club director. Elmer Anderson, the parade chairman. The Chevy brand, 100 years old. Last year, I drive a Chevy and would love to go back and drive one of these for an afternoon. It's a sweet-looking maroon coupe and a 57 Bel Air. One of the early pickup trucks from the 50s, an Impala.
Those old pickups can't carry as much as the new ones can.
No, they can't. That bed doesn't look all that big from here.
Here's State Senator Wendy Davis. She's District 10 State Senator since 2009. District 10 covers mostly Fort Worth.
Now, see, you have the Chevys, and now you have to have the Ford Thunderbirds. That's from, I think that's a 55 or 56. Turquoise T-Bird from the 50s.
There's Miss Davis. She's an attorney, and she went to good schools, Tarrant County College, TCU, then Harvard.
Well, she has some of the Harvard crimson on. She's wearing this morning.
All right, happy birthday, America, on this truck. It's the SPJST Lodge 183 Youth Club.
That's the Slavonic Benevolent Order of the State of Texas, founded in the late 30s. Music blaring and dressed to the nines on this 4th of July.
There's the Arlington Board of Realtors. The Arlington Group is made of 1,400 real estate professionals, and they were founded in 1949.
I like them a lot. Well, we're over halfway through. We got a little past the halfway mark right now.
Looks like on this float we have a POW.
Well, you can take up residence in that Board of Realtors house.
It's a nice house.
It is. Boys and Girls Clubs of Arlington.
All right, get a load of this. This is our American Eurocopter. Look at that. Isn't that what is this? It's it provides civil and commercial helicopters, including the U.S. Army Lakato helicopter. Eurocopters are also used by Texas DPS, Border Patrol, Coast Guard. What a machine that is.
Well, you can't miss it. The Eurocopter has landed.
I hope it didn't hit Austin there. Okay.
You got a camera near the top of the cab. Is there anything that doesn't have? Arlington Sunrise Rotary. That's a group that gave out more than 1,000 large American flags to raise money for scholarships. I see a Marine. Arlington Sunrise Rotary Club. Bright, happy faces.
This is the Disabled American Veterans Chapter 157. They have more than 700 members. They serve veterans and claims against Veterans Administration. Their commander is George Simpkins. And their float today is showing the Faces of Freedom.
And the POW MIA flag. FofoParts.com. This Jeep covered with the faces of America's freedom, the presidents, the founding fathers, and just regular Americans. Driver Jeff Arundel and passenger Baron Tucker. Fofo means hello in West Africa.
Right behind him we have Texas 31st Air Force Junior ROTC. And then another car for you. Looks like a 1957 Chevy there. Is that right? You know your cars.
It is. It's a Nova, Chevy Nova. Karen Zametz. St. Paul's Preparatory Academy, founded in 1988. They honor the duty and loyalty and qualities embodied by St. Paul's. Grades nursery through high school.
The Faces of St. Paul's.
And the unicyclist.
Oh, there's another thing I can't do. Can you ride a unicycle?
There's no way I would attempt that without a padded room and a place to fall.
Lots of talent out there between the hula hoopers and the skateboarders and now the unicyclists.
And again, you forget how much further they have to go.
Oh.
The spirit is willing, but is the flesh going to hold up? Well, here is the green and white of Arlington High. Their new cafeteria has just opened. The Colt Kickers in view. They got a new marquee that faces Park Row. And there's some improvements as well to landscape the front of the building. The pride of Arlington High. Sponsor Stephanie Stewart and Emily Rossi, the cheerleaders. And the Colt drill team. The Colt Kickers, established in 1969, 53 members strong. The captain is Martha Hernandez. Last year won the grand champion at Marching Auxiliary Summer Dance Camp at SeaWorld's competition. Big honor for Arlington High.
And we can already begin to hear in the background that Arlington High School band.
Our fourth of 6 high schools as they play the horse. 250 plus members. Michael Haney is the director. Spirit, pride, and tradition is Arlington High's motto. The oldest of all Arlington High schools, founded in 1904. And a big round of applause for the Arlington Colt Marching Band. The football team will take to the field for the first time September 7th. And they're back at UTA. Arlington High back playing football at UTA. They'll play Marcus in the first week of September, which is usually a little later than usual.
They're doing a remarkable job.
Well, this is a big band, isn't it? I mean, I don't think they're missing one person. That's from the current. There's Little Arlie as we go to the past. The Arlington Alumni Association Band. 35 ex-Colts, founded 10 years ago. That was the mascot for a long time, Jeannie, Little Arlie. That was a great mascot, the live Little Arlie.
Is that the same one? Or
Well,
have there been many?
It's now a little bit different, but that's the one that a lot of former Colts remember. They used to house Little Arlie at a farm in Mansfield. So it's always good to see the real Little Arlie, at least back for one day. And there is the Colt.
He's cute.
Alumni band ranges from the classes of 1957 to 2012.
Do you fall in that group at all there, John?
I do not. I do not. And there are some of the members of the alumni band. Kick 'em Colts. Tell you what, Jeannie, this is one of the most colorful parades. I've never seen more ways to utilize the colors red, white, and blue. I mean, a lot of people were looking forward to this year's theme, the many faces of America's freedom. I think they've outdone themselves this year.
I would agree with that.
We've had themes in the past, We the People, and it's still the grand old flag, America's unsung heroes. Last year was Let's Roll. Well, if you're an alumni, you have to travel in a little bit of comfort.
Well, they're traveling in luxury up there.
The alumni band says, hey, we can play it just as loud.
Well, there's the YMCA of Arlington right here, this red, white, and blue float we have.
The guides, the papoose, and the princess.
Question for all you dads out there, have you taken your children camping lately?
You know, I think most of these dads probably have.
Probably so. The father-child program was founded in 1926, and I know camping is one of the things they do a lot of.
Well, here's a restaurant that certainly is not without their fair share of publicity. Babes opened 2 years ago. P.J. Spielman is the general manager. That's a
I love
nice
their
looking,
chicken.
Yeah, it's you have so much there to choose from. There's the bus.
Well, there's Theater Arlington passing by us right here. They're in their 40th season of bringing award-winning live theater to downtown Arlington. And it looks like they've got, supposed to be up some Alice in Wonderland right now. 2012-2013 season is Rent and Annie.
I think it starts July 6th. Christian Motorcycles Association, 80 members. Daryl Decker is the president. They're showing the faces that made America free as we see it. There they are.
They take the message of Jesus on highways through the motorcycling community.
Let freedom ring. There's the Nice Fisherman chapter number 7. Advocates for Special People. 400 members now, founded 15 years ago. President Steve Brooks among the members on the floats. lot of programs for those advocates of special people now.
Here we have the USA Falundafa. This is a practice involving exercise movements and meditation. They're guided by truthfulness, benevolence, and forbearance. Their practitioners offer free exercise instruction, and the director of the band is Rich Rangel.
A little bit of different rendition of that song. Well, they're not done yet.
No.
Well, they're going to stretch a long ways.
I didn't know there was such a large organization.
It's all about motivation. It's all about meditation and exercise movements.
All right, here's Still Brothers and Associates. This is their 21st year in the parade. Up there we have their float featuring their family.
Charlie Still and Glenn Still. Still at it. And here they come, the Still Brothers and Associates. Local, well-known local real estate company.
Well, our temperatures have gotten a little bit warmer. It's now about 85 degrees. So,
wish we could keep it at that. But hey, it is as hot as the 4th of, not going to say it. Well, you talked about the Bears a few minutes ago, Jeannie, and this is the Build-A-Bear Workshop.
I love that store.
Yeah, they have really partnered with the parade this year to help with teddy bear collections and the service project for the Arlington Memorial Hospital's Teddy Bear Clinic program. Go to Build-A-Bear today and get $5 off your donations to this this project.
That's great. And this is the Rick Burita Memorial Foundation there. You can see they're coming up are the bike officers from DFW Airport, which honor Burita, as does the Farmers Branch Honor Guard, led by Kyle Boyce, a Desert Storm U.S. Marine and Burita's best friend.
The banner was held by family members, including Rick's mother, Maria Alvarado of Arlington. Also the Memorial Bike Trek. They ride to all areas of the state to deliver special flags to families and officers killed in the line of duty.
Here's the DFW International Airport Public Safety. Many of the 562 members of the airport's police, fire, security, and civilian support personnel, and they've served in the military, and now are the DFW International Airport Public Safety. There they're riding in that Corvette. Some loud sirens.
Yeah, they get your attention. Right?
And it looks like they own a Eurocopter too.
It's Rescue Unit DFW Fire Rescue Unit. Nothing they can't handle in any situation. They certainly answered the call for those who need it in times of disasters.
Here's Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. The signature program of the sorority is Emerging Young Leaders. They focus on young women in 7th and 8th grade. Their sorority members help them build strong leadership skills. The girls are from Carter Junior High, and the sorority was founded in 1908.
They go back a ways, don't they?
They do.
Trinity Lutheran Fort Worth Marambas. This band, under the direction of John Hopkins, says it shares God's love and honors the struggle for freedom in Zimbabwe, Sierra Leone, and the U.S. by playing their national anthems. Eric Gronberg is the lead pastor.
Doing a great job of playing those Orff instruments up there.
There they are.
The Korean War Veterans Association is there. The Medal of Honor recipient, Colonel James Stone, is coming up in the white truck, but in this one right here, this U.S. Army truck, we have Jim Hall in that Jeep, a POW for 33 months.
This is the 60th anniversary of the end of the Korean War. A lot of vets here celebrating the 4th with us. And as they pass by, receiving a standing ovation from the parade watchers. Just to remind everyone that freedom is not free. Korean War veterans.
Here we have Security One Federal Credit Union. They salute the men and women who sacrifice to keep our nation free. Security One provides financial services for more than 10,000 members. Lonnie Morgan is the chairman of the board there.
And Jazzercise. Great way to stay in shape. Karen Murayama directs the Arlington Jazzercise. A great melting pot of the USA, the marching dancing units. That's what they reflect.
I'd have to be stopping along the way to check my heart rate.
Well, that's a good exercise. That's a good way to see that you're going to be there next year.
Friends of the Arlington Animal Shelter. I just love it. Not only to see the kids out here, but I love when people bring their pets.
Oh, they've got, there's a lot of our four-legged friends this morning. Well, I see the orange and blue of Bowie High. 5 down and 1 to go with our high school bands. Cheerleaders, dance team, the Bowie Bells. Romaldo Solis is the band director. Of course, the namesake is Jim Bowie, the hero of the Alamo. The band organized in 1973. Next year, they'll celebrate their 40th year.
Wow.
I know that Kenny Perry is ready for August 31st against Mansfield at Wildman Field. Let's enjoy the music of the Bowie High School Marching Band.
Following that great music, we've got Mr. B's Burger Pub, a family-owned restaurant at Bowen and Highway 360. The owner is Jan Bentley. Also riding there is their daughter, Vicky Sereno, their granddaughter, Darcy Justice. And they want you to know that in their opinion, they're voted the best burgers and homemade pies.
That's a good spot, Mr. B's.
Oh yeah, we have condiments too here. I saw some mustard and the ketchup.
Where's a relish? Where's... Tarrant Regional Auto Crimes Task Force. Task Force represented by Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Mike Lackey. You're seeing a task force member and their families, including volunteer Doug Ray, a World War II veteran and a former Navy SEAL.
In this vintage 1970 bus there, we have the Mellow Mushroom. The Mellow Mushroom has joined the growing list of restaurants that have been booming in downtown Arlington. Last year, they were in the parade, even though their doors hadn't opened. But now they're open, and I gotta tell you, they've got some great pizza.
Yeah, they do. It's a vintage 1970 bus. Yeah, that's a popular spot. That's also a good reason to come to Center, Abram, and the Division Street area.
Here's Texas Oncology. They're devoted to their patients' care and cancer survivors. You can see they've got some war dogs on their float there. And their employees on it are Salima, Geneva, and Monica.
The Saucedo family, third year for them in the parade as they ride in that vintage 64 Mustang.
There's Main Stage Classic Theater, a nonprofit community theater group. In July, they perform Annie Get Your Gun, a show in which a cowboy, the Native American, and women struggle for freedom from stereotypes.
That starts next week.
And there we've got Fiesta Mart. And the Fiesta Mart mascot.
Replicating the 10 Distinguished Service Cross, 250 silver stars on their float. And the First Church of the Nazarene. They'll be playing a recording that recites the names of Arlingtonites who have died in all the wars. Their entry remembers the brave men and women of Arlington who gave their lives to preserve our freedom, as they recite some of the names. Private Jimmy Glasgow, Colonel Neil Kirby, Sergeant Charles McAlpine, Harry B. Ditto, and others.
Medical Center of Arlington Auxiliary. You can see there the Statue of Liberty, the most recognized face of freedom.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
That's some loud fire truck back there. That's the yellow fire truck. Did you know they have the yellow fire truck?
They do, and it's a Spartan pumper. Retired in 2005. Handy Tran, in service since 1981. Serves more than 120,000 people a year. 73 Mustang, Shelley Russell and Suzanne Cottingham riding in that one.
Here we have Pride of America pageants. This is a natural pageant system dedicated to supporting community and soldiers abroad. The Pride of America pageants emphasize community services. They give points to contestants for their community service. They were established about 10 years ago. The Sons of Confederate Veterans are next. Riding on that float is Colonel Middleton Tate Johnson.
Confederate flag and the state of Texas flag.
They're a reenactment group wearing their Civil War uniforms today. You know they've got to be hot.
Yeah, those aren't double knit, lightweight rayon. That's the heavy flannel. That's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Diapert Tours and Coaches, this 56-passenger motor coach, a familiar sight across the nation. I know still one of their more popular tours is the one that they take in late September to the northeast to see the leaves change colors.
MWF Building Smith LLC. There they are riding in a 1946 Jeep owned by Michael Fairchild, managing member of the company. They're construction management consultants.
We don't have many entries to go. The Pleasant Valley Ranch of Mineral Wells. This car driven only between Palo Pinto and Tarrant County. Kaylee Pruitt is here. There's Uncle Sam. There's a long way to look down.
Speaking of colorful earlier, one of our most colorful floats here, Eclipse Entertainment.
Yeah, this is an eye catcher.
Yes.
CEO is Chris Arredondo. Now let's look at that. Got some vegetation. You have
amazing
a
costumes.
sea of blue there.
There's a flamingo on stilts. Oh, is that Johnny Depp? I think it may be. Captain Sparrow.
Yeah, there he is, out of the Caribbean.
St. Maria Goretti Catholic School here. Their float depicts the founding fathers as they crossed the Delaware River. It was made by students and alumni of the school. The school has 456 students.
Keep Arlington beautiful. They work to beautify our city and conserve its natural places. Glenn Troutman is the acting board chairman of Keep Arlington Beautiful. And it is. It's spotless this morning.
Yes, it is.
Well, we've reached the end. The Sam Houston High School cheerleaders, dance team, and band, the Texans, been a part of Arlington in this event for 47 years and a consistent winner in just about any competition. I think Kevin Donovan has gone above and beyond this morning. The lineup crew, nice job by them. Big Sam, August 31st, O.D. Wyatt. First football game for the Texans over at Clark Field. And Jeannie, I think we've reached the end as we see the hard-working lineup crew. If you think it's easy, it's not to get everything coordinated and on time. Arlington Fire Rescue Unit, engine number 17. Happy 4th.
And there's a 1957 Chevy. Leonard Zemetz there in that yellow Chevy. You know, if you weren't in the 4th of July spirit before this parade, you have to be now.
No question, as we see some of the crowd beginning to disperse. What are your plans for the rest of this July 4th?
Well, you know, my precious son, who finally woke up out of bed, just arrived here, and in his 4th of July outfit. So glad he made it to the parade. But we're just going to do a family cookout and enjoy some family time. What about you?
I'm going to do the same thing. Going to try to relax and maybe have a cookout later. I've enjoyed this, and again, the many faces of America's freedom, a great theme and captured by every entry you saw this morning.
It really was, and we want to remind everyone that they're welcome to attend the awards ceremony next, and don't want to forget that. It's always exciting to see who is awarded the best float.
That's at 1 o'clock at Knapp Heritage Park, which is just to the north of us, I don't know, a couple of hundred yards, just behind Johnny High's theater in the Mellow Mushroom, so that's always an event to look forward to. Jeannie, I'd like to read something that the late Adlai Stevenson said when we're talking about patriotism. It's not a short and frenzied outburst of emotion, but the tranquil and steady dedication of a lifetime. And I think everyone should remember that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I believe that's all we have for today, John.
I've enjoyed it. Happy 4th. Happy Independence Day, everyone.
All right.
We'll see you next year.